is up, crap stains? JJ back here from Run Pure Bets with another free pick for you. This time it's going to be in college football for Friday, October the 15th. Game's going to be played between the North Texas Mean Green and Marshall Thundering Herd. Current betting spread is Marshall minus 11. Total 65.5. It is never fun to drop a Friday night play with these college spots, especially when said play goes over their team total. It still doesn't cover. Last Friday, I dropped a small dog play with FIU plus 3.5 versus Charlotte. In hindsight, team total over probably made a little more sense, but I truly just didn't believe Charlotte's offense would just slide through FIU like butter. Now, it's easy to say, oh yeah, well, FIU sucks, so it's obvious why they did, but Charlotte's road numbers were of woof levels, but look, credit to them, and especially Reynolds, their quarterback. But look, FIU did much like I said they would, pass all over Charlotte. Bortenschlager threw for, 466 yards. They outgained Charlotte by over 150 yards. But look, Charlotte did have a lot of hidden yards. Regardless, I really like the look. It simply didn't land. Let's move on to this week's play. I did do a little extra with the gear here because the Vikings gear has had really good mojo, and the NFL plays have been good. These college Friday night plays, I think this is now 2 in a row we've lost. Let's try to get back on track with the college videos, and the Minnesota gear's been helping get winners as well. Basically, every time I seem to wear these things go well. So I'm not I'm not saying that it has anything to do with it or that I'm superstitious. I'm just saying that I'm wearing the Vikings gear. Okay, so there is so much that sticks out about this game, but biggest for me is going to be Marshall's team total over 38.5. Got this minus 110 at DK in New Jersey. Now, you guys should know by now I really don't like betting team totals with favorites like this because, we do question the motivation, right, to want to score this many points. But I'll start with North Texas, who's the fastest-paced team in the country. This team is a complete points slot reel in both directions, offense and defense. North Texas has had a weaker schedule than Marshall, still conceding over 6.2 yards per play defensively, 100th worst. They're actually 100th or worse versus both the run and the pass. Marshall's led by Grant Wells. Look, he needs to be licking his chops for this game here. Rasheen Ali in the backfield as well should also have him a day. The regional Old Dominion game, simply a hiccup from this Marshall offense, who had some ill-timed turnovers from Grant Wells. His team, though, can get yards in bunches and is actually playing a little faster this season than last. Marshall does have some tough losses this year, though. So expect them to have no wants to stop their own offense in this game. I did mention that North Texas, on the other end, will play at warp speed. There's no team in football that can have faster 3-and-outs or faster drives than North Texas. It's going to give Marshall extra possessions, and Wells should be able to take advantage of that on the offensive end. I know it's easy to look at this number and say that Marshall hasn't gone over this versus a D1 opponent since their Navy game, which I think their first game of the season. But turnovers are swaying these numbers a bit. Marshall's one of the worst in the country at turning the ball over. I'd expect them to have a turnover or two in this game despite the inferior opponent, because if North Texas does anything above average, it's forced turnovers. They did it last year often, despite having a terrible defense. And, you'd expect it in this one. Shouldn't really make a difference, though, if it's 1 or 2. Now, if it's more than 2 turnovers for Marshall, or they lose the turnover battle by more than 2, yeah, it's going to be a problem as it relates to this total. But I'll take my chances on Wells and co. Correcting themselves in this game. I'd lay the points with Marshall, but I have major concerns about this team's defense, which was a huge strength of them last year. That said, this could be a stat correction spot of sorts where they build on this Old Dominion game. I simply just don't want to handicap that portion of this, though. All in all, North Texas will speed Marshall up, and Marshall's quite an efficient offense. When they play poor defenses, Marshall should have countless third and shorts and just a plethora of big plays. Marshall scored the sub-30 points versus everyone, despite their turnover problem, and the Thundering Herd now draws the worst defense and fastest offense they've seen this season. This game should be a showcase for this Marshall offense, and it would take multiple strange things for them not to get there. So again, play is Marshall team total over 38.5. Got this minus 115 at DK in New Jersey. Want to thank you all for watching. If you enjoyed, thumbs up. Create some fake accounts more. Thumbs up. If you did not enjoy, I hope someone takes a dump in your mailbox. As always, drop comments below your thoughts in the vid. Let me know who you like for this Friday slate. It's a decent slate, right? We'll have content lined up, of course, all weekend on the channel for you. I'm going to try to sneak in a live video talking NFL, but if I go on the Print Factory, I likely won't. But either way, there'll be plenty of content on the Run Pure Sports channel as well, along with here live shows for NFL. As always, some UFC content, potential baseball content, more NFL from Spread and Tyler as well. So yeah, just kind of soak it all in. Head over to runpurebets.com, see what we're all about. But as always, folks, be sure to gamble responsibly, stay safe, And thanks again for watching.